To answer the question, they have different factors to consider. A player may also receive different compensation such as tradition salary that is earned and bonuses. Basketball players are categorized under the base compensation, which includes the bonuses. Players may also receive a performance bonus based on their performance in playing a certain number of games. In such cases, basketball players receive a lot more compensation than corporate employees. Corporate employees receive a lot of incentives and other company bonuses, but they are not much different in some ways. And also, once a basketball player has a good performance in their play, they will receive a good compensation. Corporate employees, on the other hand, may receive a regular and good salary in their company.
Basketball players are compensated differently from corporate employees. Basketball players are paid based on the rank, contract, and performance pay, while some of their payments are fixed. With their contracts, although this will alter if they renew them, it will eventually increase their salary. They also have the advantage of being able to request an advance salary or payment. And some athletes, such as those in the NBA, are paid weekly during the season, whereas in the perspective of corporate employees, they are paid daily and receive incentives, extra allowances, and bonuses based on their performance and promotions. The distinction is that corporate employees' salaries have a regular pay, which is their daily salary, as well as different pay rates if they work overtime or on holidays.
So to begin with, so for the basketball player, so basketball player or NBA player will sign a contract on depends on the contract with either it's 2 or 3 years. So the franchise owner will able to pay them on full, while the corporate employee, if you are a new highly corporate employee, so you're able to sign a contract that you will work there within 6 months, and they will pay you on monthly basis. And to answer the question number two, so the NBA player will be motivated if they could win this championship with this season, so that they could get a trophy or they could get bonuses from the franchise owner. While the corporate employee, so if they have this good performance, so they're able to be regular on that certain company, and their salary will get increased too. So that's it. So thank you.
Knows that basketball player makes a lot of money. They receive their money in the form of either checks or direct deposit, and it comes straight from the organization. Some players might also have playoff incentives in their contract. In these cases, postseason players get a game-by-game paycheck rather than a standard one. A signing bonus is a lump sum that an athlete earn when they first sign the contract. It can act as an incentive to join a team or help shore up other parts of the contract. As long as they get injured in a sports-related way, the players get paid while being injured. They may lose some bonuses, however. This job is extremely demanding and can involve a lot of mental and physical stress. Basketball players are under the pressure of maintaining its shape at all times and must be prepared to work out all year round and to pay attention to their diet and lifestyle in general. With corporate employee, compensation can be divided into salary, benefits, and incentives. They have three types of bonuses: profit sharing, and stock options. So individuals are rewarded based on attainment of performance-based goals. Payment is tied to the company profits. An individual receives the option to buy company shares for a set price during the specified time frame. If the business does well and the company's stock rises, the holders of the options share in financial benefits. In general, the commission structure is based on reaching specific targets or quotas that have been previously agreed upon management and the employee. It will encourage the employee to stay with the company and be fully committed to its success.
Compensation is based on the requirements for the role, position, and how hard it is to acquire that certain skill set. It is general rule that a person would be paid on how well they do the responsibilities for that certain role. Compensation is not so different from basketball players and as of corporate employees because their compensation depends on their performance. As an example, LeBron James has a very high compensation rate because he performs as one of the best in his sport, or maybe the best, as some of them call him. And it is not totally different from corporate employees because whenever they do good, they will get a compensation raise or they will get bonuses.
Compensation for basketball employees and corporate employees differ in a way that in basketball, players are compensated based on two categories, which are as a player for their own earnings and as a part of the team for salary cap purpose. So a player's base compensation is all compensation excluding bonuses. Bonus is given differently from the compensation. So there is a signing bonus, which is a result of a player signing into a uniform player contract or an extension. So additionally, there are also incentive compensation that is paid to the player based on meeting the performance, physical condition benchmark, and extra promotional appearances. While corporate employees' compensation can be divided into salary, benefit, and incentives. So employees mostly receives a minimum wage. So as for full-time employees, salary is generally described in annual, monthly, bi-weekly, or weekly amounts. And for part-time employees, it is generally described as an hourly amount. So the performance pay is different from the regular compensation that players and employees get. So it's like a form of additional pay for their performance. So it affects them in a way that it will help them and motivating them to do their best in playoffs for the basketball players and in their work for the employees.
Compensation refers to monetary payment given to an individual in exchange for their services. In the workplace, compensation is what is earned by the employees. But in compensation in basketball, it has an organized system of issuing out payments to players. Players and owners collectively bargain to split 49% to 51% of basketball-related income. To make sure that players only receive their split, each team withholds 10% of their players' individual salaries from their paychecks and deposits this amount into an escrow account. While, as a corporate employee, there are two basic types of compensation. So the direct and indirect. So the direct pay is the wage or salary received by the employee. Then the indirect pay consists of various employee benefits and services. Employees are usually paid directly on the basis of the amount of time they work, the amount they produce, the type of work performed, or some combination skill, time, and output. Employees who perform better tend to get bigger pay raises. Several factors affect an employee's pay, in which includes both pay and benefits is closely connected to performance appraisal and affects the employer's pay with their performance.
Unlike corporate employees have a long-term contract with their employers with a specific base pay, basketball players have different factors to consider as to their compensation, and they have different contracts. They can have a 2-year contract or a seasonal contract, and their compensation may increase or decrease each season after the first season of their contract. The contract of the players may or may not include a compensation protection, wherein if the player is found to be not good enough with his performance, he will still be paid for his base pay, but with limited exceptions. If his contract does not include a compensation protection and he is found to be not performing well, the compensation he will receive will only be up to that season only. On the other hand, the base pay of the corporate employees is steady, but they will have other kinds of compensations based on their performance, such as base pay progression, variable pay, and premium pay. The certain increase in base pay of the corporate employees is upon their promotion, while the players will depend on their number of playing years.